So I've been taking a lot of calls for the coaching program that we have, OFM licensing, which if you're interested, link in the description for the application form. It's a pretty rigorous application. We filter out about 99% of people that even attempt to apply for it because we are making sure that the clients that we're taking on are serious, because you're getting access to me, you're getting access to my team, my resources, my virtual assistants, my SOPs, my strategies, my operations, my everything. And I'm not just giving that out to anybody. But anyway, link in the description, like I said, to fill out the application form. And you may as well at least apply and see what happens from there. But anyway, the big thing is I've realized that a lot of people don't really understand how to scale an OnlyFans agency, right? And I think that I have a unique understanding for the business model because I'm not just successful in OnlyFans management, okay? I've had and I have multiple companies that are doing 6 figures a month, 8 figures a year. And the reason why I'm able to come into the OF space and take a new angle, a new perspective, is because of that experience and that wisdom that I have outside of the OFM space. And I think people lack like the fundamental understanding of business, right? And there's many trajectories that you can take in a lot of businesses. Now, OnlyFans specifically has 2 very specific routes that you can take, and they're the only 2 ways that you can actually be successful and actually scale your business. And this is where people, when I'm taking these calls, that I realize that they just don't understand this. So one of the things that I do, and one of the things that I find out, and when I ask them, it's like, what operations are you running right now? And are your operations truly fundamental marketing acquisitions, or do you find that your marketing strategies are breaking every month or 2 months? And if your operations if your operations tend to break after a month or 2 months, then there is 0% chance for you to go from here to here. Whether that's 10K a month to 20K a month, or 100K a month to 200K a month, or 200K a month to $1 million a month, you have 0 chance if your operations continue to break. Okay, you have 0% chance. And a lot of the things that people accidentally do is they get themselves so absorbed into an acquisition. One of the ones specifically is Tinder. I talked to a couple guys on there, and he is running a pretty successful Tinder operation, but this same Tinder operation that used to yield him 1,000 paid subs a day is now yielding him, with about 1,000% more resources, about 20 to 30 paid subs a day. And so you're on this constant diminishing return of an operation, and people are not deciding or not recognizing that they need to take a new step and a new route. And I think the problem is OnlyFans management itself is just so incredibly easy that what happens is people get involved into the business model and they make money from whatever it is that they're doing because it's that easy to make money. You have a very specific product, and then you have a very specific client acquisition that wants your product. And this is like one of those things that you have to tailor in in any other business. You have to be very absorbent of the people that you want to see your product. Now, when it comes to OnlyFans management, everybody already knows what their ideal fan is. Does that make sense? And so, like, if you're selling something else, let's say it's like co-hosting Airbnb courses or something, you need to filter out like everybody, and you need to identify just the people that are interested in this. Now, with OnlyFans, on the other hand, just about anybody is kind of a possible client for OnlyFans. But alongside that, we already know like the exact target audience that we're trying to do, and then we also know exactly where they linger, right? And so it kind of makes like marketing acquisition super, super easy. And what's happening right now with OnlyFans is we have like this new era of strategies that are like super working, like that are working so incredibly like great right now. But then you have the old era of OFM that people are still attaching themselves to because of how easy it was to make money. And it's still incredibly easy to make money in this space. I think it's one of the easiest spaces in the world to make money on. But people are grasping on to the things that they initially were working with and were initially using, and trying to bring that into like the new stage or the new era of OnlyFans management. And the problem with that is they don't have the fundamental experience of owning and operating a business. And so they don't think for half a second that maybe I need to try something else, because when you come into something, and the thing that I'm noticing a lot is a lot of these guys have had businesses before that completely failed, right? And so when you have a lot of these instances where your businesses continue to fail, and then you finally find one thing that works, you leech on to that one thing that works, and you don't want to change anything because you're afraid that if you change something that it's your business is going to go downhill. And a lot of people's completely reliant on the fact that this marketing acquisition works because all of my income is based on it. What I'm going to tell you right now is that in order for you to succeed in any business, you need to be like water. You need to flow with where the market is turning. You need to be somebody who understands that my input needs to be my direct output, okay? And if your input and your output are not in coordinates with each other, then you have a fundamental business problem. And this is something that you then need to make a drastic change in. And you need to identify, like, what route do you want to take in your business model? And there are two specific routes. Route number one is you can take the agency route. And I think the biggest problem that people have with the agency route is they have it completely, they don't even understand like the exact things that they need to be doing. Because when I talk to these people, I'm like, when I talk to some of the clients, they're like, I introduce like the idea of an agency, and everybody is so against the idea of an agency right off the bat, because when they think an agency is they think an agency is a business model in which you're scaling, 50 to 100 models, and then you're giving marketing acquisitions to every single model. And I'm like, honestly, that's not even possible, because there's not a marketing acquisition that just works that well. And as a matter of fact, that you can scale across that many creators and it not be smarter to take that same resources and apply it to one creator. Does that make sense? Like, if let's say I have 100 girls and I'm doing some kind of marketing that's bringing in, let's say, 5 to 10 subs per page, would it not be smarter to take all those resources and allocate it to 1 or 2 creators and then scale that creator vertically? It would be, because it's less chatting, higher margins, because you're not paying as much in chatting cost. Alongside that, you don't have any, like, your staffing in general is low. Let's say the individual marketing acquisitions, like, per iteration is going to be inflated, opposed to, for an example, if you have, let's say, 10,000 Instagram accounts across 100 girls, you only need 1,000 or 2,000 on one creator. Like, in general, your margins, in no way does it make sense for you to market 100 girls. Okay, in no way does it make sense to do that. But what it does make sense is for you to vertically scale one. So it's like, does that remove the idea of scaling an agency? And no, it doesn't, because scaling an agency in today's new era, what you need to do and what you need to fundamentally understand is you need to provide an excellent management service. And your management service can be something as simple as, if you sign with me, I'm going to increase your bottom line by at least 30% by optimizing the fuck out of your funnel and then optimizing the fuck out of your landing page. Their landing page is their OnlyFans profile, and then how well is this constructed to increasing their bottom line? So, like, for an example, if somebody comes to me with an OF page, I can increase their subscribers. Generally, not like guaranteed, but like, generally speaking, I can increase their subscribers by about 100%. So if they're doing 50 subs a day right now, let me have a crack at your landing page and I'll increase it by well over 100%. And you'll do 100 paid subs. Let's say you come to me doing 10 subs, I can help you do 20. If you're doing 30, I can help you do 60 by not changing anything with the marketing, but as a matter of fact, just updating the actual landing page, because people don't understand the importance of a landing page, right? Because people look at this space and they think it's like an entirely different subsect of an industry. But what they don't realize is it's actually just digital products, right? You're just selling digital products, and digital products itself is the umbrella, and then everything underlying it are individual subsects of businesses that I have been involved in for 10 years. And so I understand that this is my landing page, and if I convert this and I optimize this, I simply just inflate what the person's already doing. So the idea behind an agency right now, to me, is I take on, and this is what we did a few months ago, we scaled an agency from 0 to 180 models in less than a few months, and all we did was not provide marketing acquisitions. As a matter of fact, all we did was inflate what they were already doing. So they were doing 10 subs, we were simply optimizing their page to do 20 or 30 subs. Then alongside that, we were making sure that their actual funnels and everything were as optimized as possible. And then what we do is we take like a collection of like 5 to 10 chat teams, and of those chat teams, we take iterations between each one of those chat teams with the model. So like if we sign a new model, we put her on this chat team. 24 hours, we put her on this one. 24 hours, we put her on this one. And then we find the chat team that's doing the best results, because my job as a management is not to simply just bring subscribers, but is to make sure that she is performing at the best that she could possibly perform. And so when you take on a creator and you bounce them between chat teams and you increase their subscribers through optimization, then guess what? You literally have a full-blown management that you can scale horizontally like crazy. You can sign 200 girls because all you're doing is inflating. You're making sure that the management is good, right? The wall posts are being taken care of, the content's being uploaded, that she's on the best possible chat team. Her page is doing $20, $30 LTVs, industry standard, and you have a seriously dialed in management. That's all you need. You do not need to perform or drive traffic to every single page that you sign, because quite frankly, it doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form to do that when you can just scale one creator vertically. So then instead of, let's say some people just still are like, no, I don't want to take the agency route, I want to take the gray hat. It's like, that's fine. It doesn't matter how you do your business, because there's only 2 ways that you can do it. So as long as you fall within one of 2 routes, you're still going to be wildly successful. So it's like, let's say you don't want to do an agency and instead you just want to do you want to vertically scale your girlfriend. Well, that's fine. But you also need to understand that if you're going to vertically scale your girlfriend, let's say you have an agency and like 2 or 3 girls drop off. That's not going to affect your income. Let's say you have 1 or 2 girls and your income is solely reliant on these 2 gray hat marketing acquisitions, and both of them go down. You have no income. So it's like, to me, it's like, why would you not scale an agency? Why would you fucking not scale an agency if your entire income is reliant on your Tinder dating app operation? It doesn't make sense to me. And so anyway, the only alternative to that is if you want to scale vertically, you need to make sure that the marketing acquisitions that you're using are truly fundamental marketing acquisitions and don't have a chance of just simply being patched out, right? Reddit is not a real marketing acquisition, okay? Twitter is not a real marketing acquisition. Instagram is not really a real marketing acquisition unless, Instagram, like just posting reels, and I'll extrapolate on that in a second. Dating apps, Bumble, Tinder, Hinge, those are not real fundamental marketing acquisitions. So for you to have 2 or 3 creators that you're vertically scaling on marketing acquisitions that are not even real, all of your income is dependent on that. They're breaking week over week. And guess what? You are the only one in your operation who actually understands how they work. So when they break, guess what? You're the only person who knows how to fix them, right? Because you have the time and the wisdom and the experience in the market. But guess what? Can you ever outsource that? A lot of you guys watching this are probably running Tinder, and you're literally going to have to tell me, no, I literally can't outsource my operation. And you know what that means? It means you can never scale your income. You cannot scale your income. There's nothing you can fucking do about it. You will never be able to scale your income, because your entire marketing source that keeps breaking month over month is entirely reliant on you. So let's say you're doing 100K a month right now. Can you get to 200K a month? Ask yourself this right now. Your answer is probably yes if I do this, this, and this. But then come into realism. Is your operation going to break before you do that? Probably. So then can you? And if you say yes, you can, why haven't you? Well, because you're the only one that knows how to fucking run that operation. So there are serious issues with how you guys are constructing your gray hat operations. I'm not saying don't run gray hat. I'm saying if you're going to run a gray hat, you need to run true fundamental marketing acquisitions like paid advertisements to Instagram accounts with Cupid on it. Paid advertisements work across any business model in the entire world. It's not just OnlyFans management, marketing acquisitions. Alongside that, running something like follow unfollow. And then you could say, okay, well, your bottleneck is Cupid. Well, not really, because you can remove Cupid and put a link in the bio and convert at 50% less, but still have a marketing acquisition that's going to last you 2, 3, 4, 5 years at minimum. So the idea is any marketing acquisition that you construct, if you want to take the gray hat and you want to vertically scale, you just need to make sure that you understand that if it's something that only you know, you can't scale it. But alongside that, if it's not a marketing acquisition that's fundamental and a real strategy, you also can't scale it. So when you are deciding on your route in your OFM business, what I want you to ask you, I want to say, do you want to do an agency? If the answer is yes, all you need to do is go watch one of my other videos where I talk about how you actually scale that agency. Now, and then that's a specific route that you need to take, and you just need to focus on the things that you can control. And then if you're going to take the gray hat route, do not run or the vertically scaling. Do you think that it's a bit ridiculous that some of your guys' marketing acquisitions do not have an exact input and exact output? For an example, I can tell you this right now. If we send out 1,000 DM or 100,000 DMs, we will get 33.33 paid subs. Okay, that's my input and my output. You, on the other hand, when you post your Instagram reel, do you know the exact output? You might go viral, you might not. It might die, it might shadow ban the account, might ban the account. There's nothing you can do about it, right? There's literally no input and no output. And do you think that that's a safe route for you to take if you're truly trying to scale your agency to 6 figures or 7 figures a year? Is that truly, ask yourself, does that make any sense? And no. So what are some things that you can actually do? Either one, you can apply to the licensing program where I will just break down your entire business and fucking fix it for you and then help you scale an actual company. Or what you can do is you can try and do this on your own. You can stop your entire operation that you're doing right now and try and figure out another operation that's fundamental by watching some of my YouTube videos, or you can try and do both at the same time. I'm not sure like exactly what route you want to take. But the point is, you need to make that decision. If you want to scale your income, if you want to make more money, there's no like ifs, whats, or buts about it. You literally have to do it. I had to do this too. Every business in the entire world has had to take a step back, retrospectively analyze everything that they've done to get to this point, and then ask themselves, in future projections, can this take me further? Is my trajectory in an uphill, or a gradual increase or exponential increase, or is it decreasing, right? And if your Tinder operation is decreasing, does it make sense for you to continue marketing? Does it or using that marketing acquisition? No, it does not. No, it does not. There's only 2 routes that you can take. You can either take the gray hat, and it makes sense, right? But you need to do the marketing acquisitions that fucking make sense. Or you could take the agency route and you need to not worry about the marketing because that doesn't make sense, and then just optimize and improve whatever the creator's already doing and then inflate their earnings. They're going to be happy. If a page comes in doing 20K a month, to me, that page is now going to do 60K a month because my chatting and and yes, it's reliant on the creators doing the marketing, and sometimes you're going to have some of them fall off or drop off and stop bringing in traffic. But if you have 160 other pages, is it really that big of a deal? Not really at all. Anyway, if you're interested in the licensing program, I'd be more than happy to hop on a meeting and do a demo call, kind of break down whatever your business is, kind of restructure it and help you, and then hopefully get you added into the community or whatever. But other than that, I hope you have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video.